Yo, this the Mikey B Show. Whoa, this knowledge up on your video. Pay close attention, you can really see me grow. Yo, this is the Mikey B Show. Let's go.
Hear me talk, you know that I'm fluent in this social dynamic movement, starting this social revolution.
Welcome to the Mikey B Show. This week on the show I have Kevin Choo, and we were just developing some ideas, so I actually just wanted to throw it on the show and share the ideas with you. We did a show a little while ago on new experiences, so we wanted to bring it in and kind of see how that show wrapped up into like what's the next step, and actually developing it even further. Explain to me what your feelings are, like what your knowledge is on new experience.
Well, new experiences to me are the start. They're the start of a relationship, really. And the next step would be building on top of that experience. So having the right mentalities and the right mindsets to get the most out of each experience is actually going to determine whether you continue building on top of that. And if you build enough, then it turns into one of the relationships that you'll ultimately work on for the next. Well, I mean, if it becomes part of your lifestyle, then it will eventually also become part of your identity.
So these are kind of almost like blurred in. They all have kind of like their own standing, but they all flow into each other.
Yeah, it's like the sequence of events. First you experience something, then you build on that relationship. And once you realize that this is something that you want to be a part of, you incorporate it into your lifestyle.
Okay.
And like because you're living it every day, day in and day out, it becomes part of your identity. And
Kind of sticks.
yeah, exactly. And what we want to do is essentially be able to figure out how to be in control of every step, or how to be like control as much as you can.
And that's
So-
where like social dynamics comes into play.
Exactly.
With every single one of these steps.
I think a big mindset that you have to have is that you can like anything, and you could love anything. It's just your approach to taking it. Everything is going to take time. Everything is going to take that perception. But I think that if you can find it and you work towards it, just like any relationship, you can build it in a positive way. So for example, I've heard that if you feel like you're dancing stupid, then you probably look stupid. But if you feel like you're dancing fine, then you're probably dancing fine. Positive and negative, in terms of these kinds of things, it's all relative. It's based on what the person feels. If the person feels like what he's doing is positive, then it's positive to him.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, there are certain things and certain fundamentals that are blatantly not bringing you closer to what you actually want. So what I find is like, with identity, what a lot of people don't realize is they're in control.
A new experience is like a win-win, right? And starting to build that relationship, that's where that logic comes in, that you want to build a win-win because the novelty will wear off that it's a new experience eventually.
Of course.
And that's why you have to build the relationship.
You have to go deeper with the relationship, for sure. Because otherwise, you'll never know if it's for you or not.
So at this point here, let's use an example. Maybe dance obviously is easy for you. What was this point in your dance career as of far?
When did I truly start building a relationship with it?
Yeah, because you, obviously, like, you getting into dance.
So this is how dancing went for me. It started here with the new experience. I went to a nightclub, I danced, I knew some lame moves, but people seemed to like them. That was enough where it was like, okay, I might start looking into this a little bit more seriously. Then came a point where I went out and I got destroyed on the dance floor by real dancers. And that was the point where I actually started building a relationship with it. The reason I got destroyed was because I was dancing against people that actually had a relationship with dance, versus people that were just dancing because they thought it looked cool. And as soon as that happened, the only way that I could reach their level was by practicing. And it was through the practicing and through going through the motions and dealing with all the problems and the struggles and the hours and still the continual struggle that's building a relationship. But it was only then when it was like that I actually started to appreciate dance, and I could be creative with it, and I could problem solve with it, and I could start to understand the foundation even better.
So building a relationship, obviously, eventually dance became a part of your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Because you were at practice twice a week.
Well, it's almost like a piece of building the relationship, because once the relationship gets to a certain point, you start taking it more and more seriously. And as soon as it gets serious, then you start looking into it. Then you start hanging out with people that are doing similar things, and you start attending the events. You start going to the workshops and seeing other avenues.
Yeah.
And if all of that checks out, that's when you embrace it. You make it part of who you are.
Okay guys, that's our show. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and make sure that you're subscribed to the blog there, so that you're getting the newsletter and the e-magazine online as well. Feel free to email me at mikeyb@kingpinsocial.com if you have a question for me or for Kevin. Thanks for watching.
Experiment on Wednesdays is social development, leaving you with so much more intelligence. All of the videos are just irrelevant. The Mikey B Show. The Mikey B Show. The Mikey B Show. Let's go. Boom.